Hello, 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 and welcome to another episode of TacoBytes, your daily bite of Degen, episode number 399. Oh man, it is getting up there. It is getting late. How are all of you doing tonight? Want to just do quick house cleaning pieces. We want to do a quick shout out to everyone that is joining us via both our YouTube channels, Telegram, TikTok, um, Xenon, Unlonely app, Twitter, LinkedIn, and then those that are also joining us via Twitter Space. Huge shout out to everyone joining us. As always, comments and questions are always wanted and asked for. Hope you're all doing great. Um, Man, it is day two of Masari Mainnet is at an end. It was a long day. Um, as we wrap this up, it was, you know, start of the day, in an XRP space as we were walking up, talking about some of the new token improvement protocols that allow almost like an IOU state on the chain to where that almost allows pre-debiting functions. And why that's important is on the aspect of, as you look at modern traditional banking, debit and credit pre-authorizations, when you're getting like a cell phone or cable internet, you pre-authorize someone to charge your account so that that's how you're able to get access to services. Now, as we have under collateralized loan pieces are being looked at on chain, this is one of those functions to where blockchain could provide those services just like anything else. And so if your bank account is completely in crypto, obviously authorizations cannot happen without your permission. But if you give that permission for specific token for specific buy purpose at a specific time, then those are things that can be pre-authorized via contracts, smart contracts. And so some really cool stuff there is being built out. Really excited to sort of see that. But I had to jump out of that, literally just said, bye, guys. And it was Caitlin Long. Got to meet her walking into day two, which was pretty amazing because we haven't fully published our thread for day one. But another great blockchain hero that we got to meet was John Deaton at the end of day one. So pretty exciting of who you get to rub elbows with at these conferences. And that's one of the things that I really love. Like, it's like these people are like standing next to Brian Armstrong. I got to meet, whatever your views of him are, but I got to meet Vivek Ramaswamy, presidential candidate. Um, these people understand that blockchain is, down in the, by the people, but these are people that have been put in amazing positions because they have stepped forward. And it's really cool to see that a lot of stuff still goes forward for them, but that they're still accessible. Um, so I just want to give a huge shout out to John. It was great meeting you, sir, and I'm excited. Here's a little hint: John Deaton will be on TacoBytes one of these days. So really excited to see what he does there. And when we have that on, as we will be leaving New York next week and heading to Barcelona for SmartCon as well. And we have ETH Global coming up this weekend. But day two, Masari Mainnet obviously started off on a great foot, meeting Caitlin Long and getting to talk to her and sort of seeing like her thought on the state of crypto. And we asked her tonight, we ran into her a second time and we asked her for closing thoughts. And we will push those out later on. But one of the really cool things, also got to sort of meet the team at Axios, the lead editor. Talked about, whether or not being able to write any articles for Axios, as it's a forefront crypto news source. And the answer wasn't no. And so that's sort of really cool to sort of see. But with the really big pieces, one of the things we saw, and we talked a lot today, there was a lot about social responsibility of allowing degens to be degens, but not bad degens, if that makes any sense. And I say that under the guise of pseudo anonymity that blockchain provides, versus having it as your main source of every piece of information. Now we'll see a lot of these things coming along on payment processors, and this is where then ZK rollups hand out, come into play as well, where you don't necessarily know where the money's coming from or where it's going. Now that sort of, or where it ends up. Now that sounds like Tornado Cash. The piece behind this is that was something that was purposefully mixing transactions. This is mathematical proofs that don't need to prove that the transaction is good without showing any of the data of the transaction. And so sort of sounds like the days of Monero and stuff like that. But this is sort of where you can also mathematically prove that the wallet receiving or the wallet sending isn't on a blacklist, meets AML and other regulatory compliance pieces. So there's some really cool stuff there. We did get to sit with SolveCare today. They're building a Polygon Edge EVM chain with a layer 3 on top of that. The purpose of that is because they're building out an entire healthcare platform for introduction between patient, doctors, and insurance providers, and what that looks like, and what they call cards and card systems. Really interesting aspects there, and so really cool to see that sort of being built out. Really happy to see as more healthcare comes on chain, ownership of that data goes back into the hands of the individual. It's been excuse me, a long day. I do have to give a huge shout out to the Quai team. They really rocked it today, and really excited to see Giddy in town as well, building partnerships. Another great person got to meet today, and again, was Jesse Pollock from Base, Coinbase. He is the DevRel relations for those that are wanting to build on Base. I connect projects with Jesse all the time. It's sort of interesting and cool to see how he's on it 24/7. And so I'm really excited on what is coming out, and what is building up on it. And so there's a lot of cool things. We got to hear a great speech from Caitlin. She was on an amazing panel today. Last time I saw her speak was at Permissionless with against Eric Voorhees and stuff, and sort of took more of like a muted approach. Eric sort of took the stage. Eric sort of does that sometimes, and Caitlin really got to sort of shine. Really was excited, sort of seeing what that sort of looked like, and you know uh, beliefs on how the system is not necessarily broken, just being misused. Um, I heard different people take different things away from her talking, and it was really exciting to sort of see. Um, I was so in depth in sort of listening and trying to analyze what she was saying. I personally forgot to record that piece, and so I apologize for not having that out. The rest of the day was meeting up with different PR teams, different marketing teams. Got to meet with the team over that provides information on Decrypt, really good crypto news source. And I actually got to meet Co from MobileCoin. I actually interviewed with MobileCoin a year and a half ago. And me and Co are going to be talking tomorrow on Decrypt Radio live, I think at 1 p.m. About anonymity and privacy, because Co does manage his privacy. He doesn't do video, and so, but you know me, and my face is everywhere. But so we're going to be having a stream broadcast, I think, live from the Sorry mainnet, which will be really fun to do, and really excited to see that happen. You know, I get to talk about the consistency and transparency of pseudo anonymity all the time. Being a degen in a doxed world is one of my favorite topics to speak on because it comes to the idea of digital identities on chain and that history. Um, and so I really like that aspect. Um, One of the really cool things that got launched last night is snaps for Cosmos ecosystem on MetaMask. So now you can interact with the Cosmos ecosystem via your MetaMask. Really happy to see that. I've been using Wallet Guard and Soulflare so far. There's right now 23 approved snaps directly from MetaMask's website that you can get. And we're going to showcase you all of those snaps and what that looks like and how to use those protocols. So they're non-EVM chains, non-Ethereum virtual machine chains, like Solana, like Polkadot, like Cosmos, that you would normally not use, or even Telos and Tezos, that you would normally use a different chain wallet. Um, and now you can actually use MetaMask uh, to sign on that. So, sort of really interesting to see. I really like it. I think snaps are really going to push a big foot forward on people's usability. Can't wait to see them more into a mobile application as well. Um, Sort of ended the night not early, but went to first event and actually turned it into the only event of the night with Helium, Demio or Demo, and Solana Foundation and IOTX. Some really cool stuff there. I've been using Demo in my car, Drive to Earn, basically since they launched. Um, but it's one of those things where they can take either any smart car, Tesla, or any car that has an OBD2 conversion port in it, and either plug in directly to that and provide you your car data um, and on the blockchain. So really cool how that's going and seeing what they're doing. Got to talk with Helium and Helium Foundation and Helium Mobile. They're building out great things too. If you are in Florida, you can get $5 a month cell phone service via Helium Mobile. And at the same time, if you're not in that service area, then the rest of it's provided by T-Mobile. So really cool partnership there as they work to decentralize cell phone service. Really excited what that might bring. And literally use cell phone coverage uh, for tokens. So really excited to see how that turns out. Some of the other things that we have going on is a lot of cool pushes on the tech side. Tomorrow we're going to be meeting with Demo again in the morning for one of their morning events around 10 a.m. So that is why we were going to cut this show a little short tonight, leave it around the half-hour mark. But some really good people that we got to talk to. Again, we got to meet with the founder of Scroll, Daniel, talked to him for a minute. And what's really funny is we found out that we were talking a year and a half ago, 18 months ago, at like 2 o'clock in the morning at a cafe. And how we figured that out was like different telegrams that we had um, and picture of ourselves at that time. I was a scraggly guy that back then, thinner in the face, I think, or maybe a little thicker in the face, but the hair was all over the place. Rather interesting. Well, it was a picture at 2 a.m. in a coffee shop, and we could see that the lights were still on. Everyone was literally just sitting around tables in front of computer screens talking. So out of the hackathon, sort of having, that fun side of things. But I don't know. It's Masari has done an amazing job. The side events that the protocols have put together, the projects that they've put together have been top notch. A lot of institutional pieces. We saw Brian Armstrong put in the anchor talk tonight, and we are super excited and bullish about tomorrow. Please look out for the thread with some of the amazing pictures from today. And you know, uh, I'm just grateful that I am able to showcase a little bit of what's going on in Web3 for you. And I'm super excited to see what comes up. With that, as always, we end every episode with the same two things, our words of wisdom and the best, worst knock knock joke on the face of the planet. And we are going to do the same today. So, as always, we end with our words of wisdom, which is a closed mouth cannot be fed, and you cannot feed a closed mouth. Meaning, if no one knows you're looking for opportunity, opportunity cannot come and knocking. And if opportunity does come knocking and no one answers, it will keep on walking. With that, huge love and shout out to Liam. And we end with the greatest, worst knock knock joke on the face of the planet. And that is knock knock. Who's there?